Looking for that perfect game for your gaming console? Video Game Corner is the largest independently owned video gaming store in North Mississippi, located at 1519 Highway 72 in Corinth. We are an authorized limited-run retail store and have a massive collection of retro games and game systems, and also plush toys and collectibles. We also pay top dollar for your used video games. Check them out Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Visit Video Game Corner in Corinth.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, as always I'm your host AirsoftAL and welcome to another Media Reviews. Today ladies and gentlemen we are talking about, of all things, RWBY. But not just any RWBY. Now this is what happens when Grimwald Palace, the entirety of Grimwald Palace, is forced to watch RWBY. To be exact, RWBY Volume 1. But we'll get into that in a bit. What is the setup for this and why is it one of the only few Harry Potter reaction fanfics that I actually do like? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you now, this one sets up a lot of cool ideas and concepts. What's the ideas and concepts it shows? One of them being exactly a magical TV that is cursed to keep the occupants in an area, house, or otherwise until it has finished off the entirety of what is shown. Sirius Black apparently, along with a few others, before Harry was born, apparently watched the entirety of Scooby-Dooby-Doo and Hamilton, the musical. And yeah, that happened. It happened apparently. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The big thing about this is that this presents a cool idea in concept. Cursed objects and items that keep the occupants from leaving an area. This could work out very well for Harry Potter in terms of reaction fanfictions around Harry Potter, or at least the occupants of Harry Potter. Again, the concept and idea is there and would love to actually see it happen. I mean, hell, let's put that into Goblet of Fire. Let's say the Goblet of Fire essentially can't find Harry Potter because he's dead. And basically do a Call of Duty. You know, basically that. And show exactly what his career service was and what happened around the world with the others, magical and otherwise. Again, it'd be a great idea to kind of show the magical world exactly how real war and the war happened outside their purview, and make their little conflicts potatoes in comparison. But we're not talking about that idea. We'll expand on that in another video. No, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about RWBY, or to be exact, like I said, RWBY Volume 1.
Of course!
Yes, I have Volumes 1 through 3. The Monty Ohm era, before, sadly, the man's passing, and we had volumes 4 through 9. No! Which, thankfully enough, we have an anime coming up, and a legitimate anime, and that will present possibilities of multiverse and otherwise, so hopefully things will go good from there. Hopefully. Either way, though, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to tell you now is that this story actually does do something pretty cool. It shows a contrast of what RWBY presents versus Harry Potter. Now, they do go through all the trailers, including the first episode of Volume 1 and even a lore video about the Grimm. So far right now it is stuck at 5-6 chapters, and it's actually really good. Obviously, more than a few characters are some fan favorites. Yang is the fan favorite of Ginny, and of course Tonks, or Tonks. And more than a few others are some fan favorites, of course. Ozpin obviously is going to be related to Dumbledore, or Dumbledore's going to relate to Ozpin in one way or another, and a few others are obviously going to have some fun. We can already assume that once Uncle Crow actually shows up in the show proper in, well, Volume 2, whenever that kicks up, Sirius Black is going to, well, let's just say that's going to offer something very interesting, isn't it? The cool thing, though, is that a lot of the kids already want to kind of emulate a lot of what they've seen with RWBY. And again, that's actually kind of a cool concept. But the other thing about this, though, is that the same author who's doing this is doing one where RWBY reacts to Harry Potter. To be exact, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, not the movies, the book. And again, links will be down below. But before I go into that, why don't we go ahead and talk about exactly what this can open up? Because as much as I want to say, you know, anything of that nature, what I will say is the ideas are there. The idea is that these characters are reacting to essentially an animated show, or at least in this case, a cool concept and core idea that they're learning about another quote-unquote world, because a lot of times there's some moments where they completely forget that this is a cartoon, this is a show, and they automatically assume this is another world. But that could be used, that could work. The author could, in a weird sense, kind of slip it in there. You know, basically say, with multiverse theory, who's to say this isn't a real world? And then, boom! They then want to try, or at least some of them want to try and get to that world. Again, there is so much that can be done with that. Hell, the idea alone can be used to actually show different aspects of our world. One of them, which of course Night Raid plays, or Night Raid watches, is another good concept. I mean, hell, Night Raid plays the Call of Duty Modern Warfare trilogy already is a good concept, even if it has been sadly canceled. Sadly. Along with Night Raid plays Halo. Halo as in the entirety all the way up to Halo 3. Or at least all the way up to Halo 3 ODST. Again, a really cool thing, and ones I recommend you guys go check out. I'm not going to link those, I'm going to wait and make those separate videos, because those alone have cool concepts and actually do show some things that do a proper reaction story, and actually do proper things actually very nicely. They also have, of course, Night Raid reacts to Halo Legends, but again, separate videos for another day, and let's get back to Grimmauld Palace reacts to RWBY, or at least Grimmauld Palace watches RWBY, and kind of talk about the fact it's legitimately a good story. It shows cool concepts, it shows great ideas, it's a breath of fresh air, and it's not your same stagnant reaction story. The author could have gone the same stagnant route of them showing up in a theater, them watching stuff, them reacting to stuff, and it be binga bada boom done, basically like any other cheap reaction video on YouTube. No, in this case, it's them actually talking about and discussing the different aspects of what they're seeing, the characters, how they feel about it, and how they relate. Harry Potter in general relates to Ruby Rose. Again, that's a cool concept and idea alone. And I want you guys to go check this out yourself. Show the author the support they desperately need, or at least they should get. Make sure you share the story as well. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been AirsoftAL, and link down below will be the links to said stories. Both the RWBY reads Harry Potter and Grimmauld Palace reacts to RWBY. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to help out the channel, there's a PayPal link down below. And if you want to help support me directly, down below as well is, well, a Discord, which you can contact me directly to help support me via my Amazon account. Because I now have an Amazon. And literally one of the things that I got, which sadly is not within my reach, is a H.G. Wells book. but not one you might think. And sadly, it won't be coming out, or a review for it won't be coming out as soon as you might think as well. But what I will say is that if you want to come talk to me and others of like-mindedness, link down below is a Discord. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I've been AirsoftAL, I will see you lovely, lovely people in the next video. Till next time, later.